Welcome to Empathy Stories, where inspiring tales of courage and kindness come alive. Today, discover the remarkable journey of Michael Johnson, a brave delivery driver who saved an elderly woman from a burning house, and how his heroic act led to life-changing opportunities. Get ready to be moved by a story of resilience and profound impact. In the serene suburbs of Los Angeles, where tree-lined streets and meticulously maintained gardens painted a picture of idyllic tranquility, Marcus Davis began his day like any other. The morning sun cast a warm glow over the neighborhood. Birds chirped harmoniously, and the gentle hum of daily life filled the air. As the diligent delivery driver, Marcus was accustomed to the rhythm of his routine, navigating the quiet streets, delivering packages, and exchanging polite nods with familiar faces. On this particular quiet afternoon, Marcus was approaching his final delivery of the day. His van, a dependable companion, was parked near the curb of Maplewood Drive, a street known for its charming houses and welcoming community. As he reached for the last package, his nose twitched involuntarily. There was an unmistakable scent of burning wood, sharp and acrid, that pierced the usual aroma of fresh air and blooming flowers. Marcus paused, the lingering remnants of his morning coffee still warming his hands. He glanced around, his eyes scanning the row of houses for any sign of distress. His gaze settled on the house next door to his destination, a stately brick residence with large windows that typically reflected the vibrant hues of Los Angeles sunsets. Today, however, a thin wisp of dark smoke curled upward from the roof, stark against the clear blue sky. A sense of unease settled over Marcus. He recalled the neighborly bond he shared with Helen Ramirez, an elderly widow who lived alone. Their brief conversations during deliveries were always filled with warmth and genuine care. Helen had recently lost her husband, and Marcus admired her strength and grace in navigating life's challenges. As he stood there, a middle-aged man in a polo shirt emerged from behind a neatly trimmed hedge. "Do you smell that?" he asked. Concern etched across his face. "What's going on?" Marcus shook his head, trying to mask the fear bubbling within him. "I'm not sure, but it smells like something's burning." The man shifted his weight, holding a rake as if bracing himself against an unseen threat. "I called the fire department. They're on their way." Despite the neighbor's reassurances, Marcus felt a surge of responsibility. He couldn't ignore the possibility that someone might be in danger. The firemen would be hours away at best, and every minute counted in such situations. "Look," Marcus pointed towards the flickering orange light visible through an upper window. "I think there are flames up there." The man hesitated, his initial reluctance wavering under the weight of Marcus's conviction. "We should wait. The firefighters will handle it. This is private property." But Marcus couldn't quell the nagging feeling that time was slipping away. He approached the gate, the smell of smoke intensifying with each step, pressing his ear against the warm wood. He strained to hear any signs of life inside. A faint, muffled moan reached his ears, a sound that could only mean someone was struggling. Determined, Marcus placed the package on the sidewalk. Realizing he could return it later, he needed to act swiftly, finding a latch on the fence. He opened the gate and made his way onto the driveway, the heat growing more oppressive with every breath. Standing before the heavy wooden door, Marcus felt the intense heat radiate from its edges. He could hear distant crackling and the faint cries of someone in pain. Without a second thought, he grabbed a small ceramic planter from the ground, using it as a makeshift tool to break the glass. With a powerful swing, he shattered the window, the sound of breaking glass echoing ominously in the quiet neighborhood. Smoke poured out, enveloping Marcus as he shielded his face with his arm. The air was thick and suffocating, his lungs burning with each inhalation. He pushed through the broken frame, stepping into the chaos inside. The room was engulfed in smoke, the flames dancing hungrily across the walls. Furniture lay toppled, and the heat was almost unbearable. "Is anyone here?" Marcus called out, his voice strained but unwavering. The muffled response was barely audible a desperate plea for help that fueled his determination. Navigating through the smoke-filled hallways, Marcus's mind raced with thoughts of Helen and her resilience. He couldn't let her down. Each step was a battle against the heat and the overwhelming smoke. But his empathy and sense of duty propelled him forward. Finally, he reached a dimly lit room where an elderly woman lay on the floor, her breath shallow and labored. It was Helen. Her frail body trembled, and her eyes pleaded for assistance. Marcus carefully lifted her, his muscles straining under the weight, and began the arduous task of carrying her out of the inferno. As he emerged from the house, the sight of firefighters battling the flames provided a bittersweet relief. Marcus supported Helen as they staggered towards safety, the heat still pressing against them from behind. Just as the fire engulfed the doorway, the firefighters arrived, their presence a beacon of hope in the smoky haze. Neighbors watched in awe as Marcus, covered in soot and sweat, carried Helen to safety. Applause erupted from the onlookers, their admiration palpable. Yet, Marcus remained humble, his eyes fixed on the firefighters who had arrived to aid him. They deserve the credit, he murmured, believing that their expertise and bravery were the true heroes of the day. As the adrenaline began to fade, Marcus felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had acted out of pure empathy and love for his neighbor, embodying the very essence of community spirit. The experience left an indelible mark on him, teaching him the profound lesson that one person's courage and compassion could make a tangible difference in someone else's life. From an outsider's perspective, the rescue was a testament to the power of human kindness and the strength that lies within each individual. Marcus Davis, an ordinary delivery driver, had become an extraordinary figure in the lives of those he saved and those who witnessed his bravery. The events of that afternoon would forever be etched in the memories of the community, a silent reminder that in moments of crisis, empathy and courage can illuminate the darkest of times. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over Maplewood Drive, Marcus returned to his routine, forever changed by the day he chose to act. The quiet streets now held a deeper significance, each step a reminder of the lives touched and the bonds forged through a single, selfless act of bravery. The days that followed Marcus Davis's heroic rescue unfolded with a mix of routine and unexpected events. Life in the serene suburbs of Los Angeles gradually returned to its usual rhythm. But for Marcus, the memory of that afternoon lingered like a vivid imprint on his heart. Each morning, as he prepared for his delivery rounds, he couldn't help but reflect on the intensity of his actions and the profound impact it had on Eleanor Ramirez and her family. It was a week after the rescue when Marcus returned home from his last delivery, the sun beginning its descent and casting long shadows across Maplewood Drive. The evening air was cool, carrying the faint scent of blooming jasmine from the meticulously maintained gardens. As Marcus entered his modest residence, he found a neatly wrapped package waiting on his doorstep. Confused, he picked it up, noticing the return address wasn't familiar. He glanced around, but the street was as quiet as ever. Curiosity piqued. Marcus carried the package inside, placing it gently on his small kitchen table. He opened it to find a handwritten note accompanied by a sleek, black business card. The note read, "Dear Marcus, your bravery touched our hearts deeply. Please accept this as a token of our gratitude. We look forward to meeting you. Warm regards, the Ramirez family." Marcus felt a mixture of surprise and humility. He had expected nods of appreciation from neighbors, perhaps a few words of thanks. But this gesture went beyond his imagination. His thoughts immediately turned to Eleanor and her son, David Hayes, whose lives he had irrevocably changed that day. Later that evening, as Marcus sat pondering the unexpected package, there was a gentle knock at his door. Opening it, he was greeted by Eleanor herself and a man he hadn't seen before. Eleanor, now a little more robust, but still bearing the marks of her ordeal, stood beside David Hayes, a tall, impeccably dressed man with a commanding presence and a warm smile that exuded genuine kindness. "Marcus," Eleanor began, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "We wanted to thank you personally for what you did for me." David stepped forward, extending his hand. "I'm David Hayes. I own Hayes Enterprises, a company focused on logistics and community development. Your actions have inspired me profoundly." Marcus shook David's hand, feeling a sense of gratitude and humility wash over him. "I just did what I thought was right. I'm glad I could help." David nodded appreciatively. "Your courage and selflessness are qualities we highly value at Hayes Enterprises. We believe that individuals like you can make a significant impact, not just in emergency situations, but in shaping our community for the better." Eleanor took a seat beside Marcus, her eyes reflecting deep gratitude. "David and I have been discussing how we can repay Marcus for his bravery. We realized that our success could provide opportunities for someone like him to improve his life and, in turn, help others." David reached into his briefcase and pulled out a folder filled with documents. "We'd like to offer you a position as a management trainee at our company. This includes a competitive salary, comprehensive benefits, and assistance with your mother's medical bills. We see great potential in you and want to help you build a brighter future." Marcus was taken aback. The offer was more than he had ever dreamed of, especially coming from strangers who had become like family through his act of bravery. He glanced at his mother, Linda Davis, who had been silently observing the exchange. Her eyes were filled with pride and hope, encouraging him to embrace this unexpected opportunity. Overwhelmed by their generosity, Marcus took a deep breath. "I don't know what to say. This is incredibly generous. I need to discuss this with my mother." David smiled reassuringly. "Of course, take all the time you need. We want you to feel comfortable with this decision. If you have any questions or need more information, we're here to help." That night, Marcus shared the incredible news with Linda. Sitting together in their modest living room, he explained how Eleanor and David had come to his door to express their gratitude and offer him a life-changing opportunity. Linda listened intently, her eyes welling up with tears of joy. "Marcus, this is a blessing. You've worked so hard and have always put others first. This is your chance to create a better life for yourself and us." Marcus felt a surge of emotion, the weight of responsibility mingling with the excitement of newfound hope. "I'm just glad she's okay. I didn't do this for anything in return, but this is more than I could have ever imagined." The next day, David Hayes arranged a meeting at his office, a modern and spacious building in downtown Los Angeles that stood in stark contrast to Marcus's humble home. The sleek glass facade reflected the city's bustling energy, a symbol of success and ambition. As Marcus walked through the polished lobby, he felt a mix of nervousness and anticipation. This was a world he had only dreamed of entering. Inside, David greeted him warmly. "Welcome, Marcus. Please, come in. Let me show you around." The office was a hive of activity, with employees working diligently at their desks and managers coordinating logistics from glass-walled conference rooms. David introduced Marcus to the team, each member welcoming him with genuine smiles and encouraging words. The atmosphere was one of collaboration and mutual respect, a stark contrast to the solitary nature of his delivery job. As they toured the facility, David explained the company's mission and values. "At Hayes Enterprises, we believe in empowering individuals to reach their full potential. Your bravery and integrity are exactly what we look for in our team members. We want to help you grow, not just within the company, but also within the community." Marcus listened intently, absorbing every detail. The prospect of working in a dynamic environment where his skills could be honed and his contributions valued was both exhilarating and daunting. He realized that this opportunity was not just about improving his own life, but also about giving back to the community that had supported him. By the end of the week, Marcus had begun his training, learning the intricacies of management and logistics under the guidance of experienced mentors. The work was challenging, but Marcus found himself thriving in the structured environment, his confidence growing with each task he mastered. The support and encouragement from David and the team made him feel welcomed and appreciated, reinforcing his belief in the power of empathy and community. One evening, As Marcus reflected on his journey, he felt a deep sense of gratitude. From the quiet streets of his neighborhood to the bustling corridors of Hayes Enterprises, his life had taken a transformative turn. The lessons he had learned from his act of bravery, courage, compassion, and the importance of standing up for others were now shaping his path forward. Marcus knew that this was just the beginning. With the support of David, Eleanor, and his mother, he was ready to embrace the opportunities ahead. Driven by the belief that one person's actions could indeed create a ripple of positive change. His story was a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit and the profound impact of kindness and courage in overcoming adversity. The weeks that followed Marcus Davis's acceptance of the generous offer from Charles Ramirez were a whirlwind of change and growth. Transitioning from his role as a dedicated delivery driver to a management trainee at Hayes Enterprises marked the beginning of a transformative journey. The bustling offices of downtown Los Angeles, with their modern architecture and vibrant energy, were a stark contrast to the quiet suburban streets of Maplewood Drive where Marcus had spent so many years delivering packages. On his first day, Marcus arrived early, the morning sun casting a golden hue over the city skyline. As he approached the sleek glass building that housed Hayes Enterprises, he felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Inside, the lobby was a hive of activity, with employees moving purposefully through the space, engaged in animated conversations and focused tasks. Marcus was greeted warmly by Sarah, his new supervisor, whose friendly demeanor immediately put him at ease. "Welcome to Hayes Enterprises, Marcus," Sarah said, shaking his hand firmly. "We're thrilled to have you on board." Marcus nodded, feeling a surge of gratitude. "Thank you, Sarah. I'm excited to get started." Sarah led him to a spacious conference room where Charles Ramirez awaited, his presence commanding yet approachable. "Marcus, I wanted to personally welcome you," Charles began, his voice resonating with sincerity. "We believe in nurturing talent and fostering a supportive environment here. Your bravery and integrity have already made a significant impact, and we're confident you'll continue to excel." Throughout his initial training, Marcus was immersed in the intricacies of management and logistics. Under the guidance of experienced mentors, he learned the complexities of supply chain management, strategic planning, and effective communication. Each day presented new challenges, but Marcus approached them with the same determination and empathy that had driven him to rescue Helen Ramirez from the burning house. As the weeks progressed, Marcus's confidence grew. He began to take on more responsibilities, coordinating teams and managing projects with increasing proficiency. The supportive culture at Hayes Enterprises allowed him to thrive, and he found himself not only excelling in his role, but also inspiring his colleagues with his dedication and compassionate leadership. Inspired by his own act of bravery, Marcus sought ways to give back to the community. Drawing from his experiences, he initiated a series of community support programs aimed at fostering kindness and mutual assistance. One of his first projects was a peer mentoring program within the company, pairing seasoned employees with new hires to provide guidance and support. This initiative was met with enthusiasm, strengthening the sense of camaraderie and collaboration among the staff. Marcus also collaborated with local nonprofits, organizing volunteer events and community cleanups. These efforts not only beautified the neighborhood, but also built stronger bonds among residents, promoting a culture of empathy and collective responsibility. His ability to inspire others to take action was a testament to his leadership and the profound impact of his empathetic nature. With the financial stability provided by his new position, Marcus was able to address his most pressing concern, his mother, Linda Davis's medical needs. Charles Ramirez personally oversaw the arrangements, ensuring that Marcus's mother received the best possible care. The stress and worry that had long weighed on Marcus were gradually lifted, replaced by a renewed sense of hope and security. One afternoon, as Marcus sat in his modest apartment reflecting on his journey, he received a call from Linda. Her voice, tinged with relief and gratitude, filled him with warmth. "Marcus, I just wanted to thank you again. Your courage saved my life. And now, with your new job, I can finally get the surgery I've been postponing." Marcus felt a profound sense of fulfillment. "I'm so glad you're okay. Mom, we'll get through this together." As time went on, Marcus's efforts at Hayes Enterprises continued to bear fruit. His innovative approaches to management and his unwavering commitment to fostering a supportive work environment earned him recognition and respect from his peers and superiors alike. Charles Ramirez, impressed by Marcus's progress, began to entrust him with more significant projects, paving the way for his advancement within the company. Beyond his professional achievements, Marcus's personal growth was equally remarkable. The lessons he had learned from his act of bravery, courage, empathy, and the importance of standing up for others became the cornerstones of his character. He developed deeper, more meaningful relationships with his colleagues, who admired not only his work ethic, but also his genuine kindness and willingness to help others. One evening, as Marcus walked home from the office, he passed by Helen Ramirez's home. Seeing her tending to her garden, he felt a surge of affection and gratitude. Their bond had grown stronger since the rescue, and they had become close friends, sharing stories and supporting each other through life's challenges. "Good evening, Helen," Marcus greeted, offering a warm smile. "Good evening, Marcus," Helen replied, her eyes twinkling with appreciation. "How are things going at Hayes Enterprises?" "Great, thanks to you and your son," Marcus replied humbly. "I'm really enjoying my work and the opportunities it's providing." Helen nodded approvingly. "You deserve all the success, Marcus. Your actions have made a significant difference, not just in my life, but in the community as a whole." As Marcus continued his walk, he reflected on how far he had come, from the quiet streets of Maplewood Drive to the bustling offices of Hayes Enterprises. His life had undergone a remarkable transformation. The financial stability and career growth he had achieved allowed him to focus on what truly mattered, supporting his family and giving back to the community that had embraced him. His journey was a testament to the enduring power of empathy and courage. Marcus realized that one selfless act could set off a chain reaction of positive change, impacting not only his own life, but also the lives of those around him. The bonds he had formed, the lives he had touched, and the lessons he had learned were invaluable treasures that would guide him through the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. From an outsider's perspective, Marcus Davis's story was a shining example of how individual courage and empathy could inspire and foster lasting positive change within a community. His transition from a humble delivery driver to a respected member of a successful business underscored the profound impact of kindness and resilience. Marcus's journey illustrated that true empowerment lies in the collective effort to uplift one another, proving that even the smallest acts of bravery could illuminate the path toward a more compassionate and unified society. As the seasons changed and the vibrant hues of Los Angeles sunsets continued to paint the sky, Marcus embraced his new role with gratitude and determination. He knew that his journey was far from over, but with the support of his mother, the mentorship of Charles Ramirez, and the unwavering kindness of his community, he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. His life had been irrevocably changed by one moment of bravery, and now he was poised to create a legacy of empathy and empowerment that would inspire others for years to come. Thank you for joining us on Empathy Stories and witnessing Michael Johnson's incredible journey of bravery and community transformation. We hope his story has inspired you to stand up for what is right and embrace the power of empathy. If you found this narrative meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe for more uplifting stories that celebrate the human spirit. Until next time, may compassion and courage guide your path.